The chairman of the Senate Armed Services Committee says the Trump administration is in disarray following the resignation of National Security Advisor Michael Flynn this week. John McCain made that comment to a gathering of national security leaders in Germany today.
The Flynn issue obviously is something that shows that in many respects this administration is in disarray and they've got a lot of work to do.
McCain's message runs directly counter to the one being pushed by President Trump's top diplomat, as well as his Pentagon chief, as they meet their European allies. National security correspondent Jennifer Griffin is traveling with Defense Secretary Mattis and reports tonight from Munich, Germany.
In some ways, this was a coming-out party for President Trump's foreign policy team. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson met in Bonn with G20 foreign ministers. Defense Secretary Jim Mattis met his counterparts from 30 nations nearby in Munich at an annual security forum, which is often called the Oscars for national security types. On his second stop in Europe, Mattis reiterated that the U.S. is still committed to its NATO allies.
As guardians for our nations and as sentinels for new threats, we all see our community of nations under threat on multiple fronts as the arc of instability builds on NATO's periphery and beyond.
That arc of instability is being exacerbated by Russian actions, terrorism, and the flood of immigrants into Europe as a result of the Syrian war. Speaking for the commander-in-chief, Mattis again clarified the U.S. position after President Trump suggested NATO may be obsolete.
President Trump came into office and has thrown now his full support to NATO.
The German defense minister issued a stark warning about the forces threatening to tear Europe apart.
It is about our security that is at stake, and nobody can solve our problems for us. It rests solely in our own hands.
Speaker after speaker indicated the world has not seen this much insecurity since the end of World War I and World War II.
These are dangerous times, but you should not count America out. We must be prudent, but we cannot wring our hands and wallow in self-doubt.
America's new Secretary of State, for his part, was in a listening mode. Vice President Mike Pence also left for his first overseas trip. He will address the Munich Security Conference tomorrow.
The European ministers were looking for reassurance as they tried to make sense of some of the statements made by President Trump on the campaign trail. Mattis and Tillerson's job was to try to ease those fears. Traveling with the Defense Secretary in Munich, Jennifer Griffin, Fox News.